In this session, we're going to work on teaching you how to meditate, even if you've never been able to meditate, no matter how hard you tried, how many different methods or approaches you've used. I'm going to give you a simple beginner level process to start to train your mind to go into that meditative state. This is not an advanced training. If you're already an exceptional meditator, then this is probably not the right training for you. But if you want to meditate and you have previously not been able to meditate, that is what we are going to do in this session. What I'm going to ask you to do is make sure that you've set aside just a couple of minutes where you're not going to be distracted, you're not going to be disturbed, you're not going to be pulled away into anything else. This is not a long session. This is a nice short one. Give yourself the space to actually do this exercise. Now that that's out of the way, I mentioned briefly, there are a lot of different ways to meditate. There are a lot of different teachers. There are a lot of different practices. There are ancient practices. There are modern practices. There's no shortage of different techniques. However, I'm going to teach you one technique. I'm going to teach you my technique. This is very helpful for those of us who can sometimes be a little bit mind heavy, meaning your thoughts are racing, you're a high achiever, you're a high activity person. We sometimes have the hardest time slowing down because there's always something else we could be doing. The fight or flight within us is saying, oh, but I should do, or I could do, or the creative in you is saying, oh, but this is a great idea. And meditation can sometimes create enough stillness where you get those inspiring ideas, and then you want to just rush out and take immediate action. But what you're going to find here is that if you can train yourself to go into this state, be present, be calm, release the outside world, calm the mind at least a little bit, then what ends up happening is you hear that inner guidance, you feel it, okay, however you interpret it. Some people they can hear it. Some people it's more of an intuitive knowing, whatever your thing is, okay? And then you sit with it. You don't rush out and take premature action. We want to sit with it so that we can get the next steps. The next steps begin to sort of fill in after that initial burst of enthusiasm, excitement, inspiration. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is drop the head down. Okay. There's some physiology here. Okay. So when we are dropping the head down and we close the eyes, okay, and we roll the eyes up so the eyelids are closed, and you'll hear me taking you through this exercise occasionally if you go through my self-hypnosis training, but this is a short version of it, okay? You're gonna roll your eyes up, so even though your eyelids are closed, it's like you're looking up above eye level. You can feel your eyes in that rolled upward position. This is key. The physical act of rolling your eyes up is going to begin to slow the brain waves down. Okay. So when you're alert, you're in a beta brainwave state, it's a higher vibrational frequency, you're aware, you're active. And of course, there's a whole spectrum of beta. So you could be in a lower beta, which is a little bit more calm, but still alert. You could be in a high beta where you're super hyperactive. We want to slow the brain waves down into an alpha state. Alpha is deep relaxation. It is drifting. It is daydreaming. It is meditation. It is self-hypnosis. It is heterohypnosis. If you're working with a hypnotherapist, it's the beginning of going into that altered state of consciousness. This is ultimately the very beginning of the meditation exercise. And so with your head sort of drop down just a little bit, and we're doing this as an introductory practice. If you start to get more advanced, you're probably going to have your spine erect. Your head is not going to be dropped down, but for now, I want you to go ahead and drop your head down, because what we want to do is we want to disengage the mind. We want to be more present in the body. And so with your eyes rolled up, eyelids are closed, head is dropped down, taking a couple of nice, intentional, deep cleansing breaths. Be intentional. Take a nice deep breath in, nice full breath. And when you release, when you exhale, you're going to allow yourself to just release, relax, and let go of thoughts and feelings. And you're going to take several of these nice, deep cleansing breaths. And you're starting to regulate the nervous system. You're starting to calm your whole system down. Okay? This is what I mean when I said this is physiological, okay? So we're now utilizing this process, these little micro techniques within inside of this technique to slow the brain waves down, calm the body down. Now, you may still have thoughts. Just become an observer of the thoughts. You're aware of the thoughts. They're there. They're coming up. Let them come up. Let them pass through. Breathe it out, release, and let it go. Okay? So if your mind wanders, just simply observe it, let it pass. If there's a feeling or an emotion, don't try to push it away. Don't struggle against it. Just breathe through it, release and let it go. And then bring your awareness back to your breathing. Now, if you do this for about 2 minutes, you're going to create within yourself a sense of calm, a greater feeling of well-being. Doesn't mean all of your problems go away. Doesn't mean that you are no longer concerned about your tax payment or the issue you're having with your employees or what's going on at home. Those things are still there, but now we've set those things aside for that 2 minutes, okay? And we're just going to be here in this practice, in this moment. And eventually, if you want to stay in this, wonderful. If you like it, if it feels really good, that's the goal. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You're never going to get stuck here. Your intuition is going to kick you out of it when it's time to come up and out. But what I would encourage is you just allow yourself to sort of ease into it. Your eyes are going to just sort of naturally start to relax. You may feel yourself sitting more upright. Or you may just keep your head down. That's fine, whatever's most comfortable for you. Now, notice we didn't get into any of the other things like focusing on a candle flame or repeating a mantra or any of that stuff. Again, this is a very simplistic exercise. Practice it. The more you practice it, the more you program your mind to go into this state with greater ease. And you'll notice that that's very, very, very convenient for the times where you are perhaps in a highly stressed state. Those are the most challenging times to calm the mind down. So if you practice this, it's going to be easier for you to calm yourself down in those stressful situations when your mind is racing, when your mind is getting the best of you. So I'm going to encourage you to whatever feels right to you, whether it's once a day or once every other day or a couple times throughout the day. If it's 1 minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes, maybe you start with 2 minutes and then you work yourself up to 3 minutes and then you work yourself up to 4 minutes and so on and so forth, whatever feels right for you. I'm not going to go into the science here, but if you do your research, there is so much research to validate the health benefits, the psychological benefits. This is such a valuable practice. It will make you more creative. It will make you more calm. It'll help you to focus. It will make you more productive. So start where you're comfortable and just practice that, whether it's 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to encourage you to rewatch it if you need to. But remember, this is so simple, okay? So, overview. You are going to sit in a comfortable position in a quiet place where you will not be disturbed for at least a couple of minutes. You're going to drop your head down so that your chin is closer to your chest. You're going to close your eyes, but you're going to roll your eyes up as though you're looking up above eye level. And now you are going to bring your awareness to your breathing, and you are going to be very intentional about taking several nice, deep, purifying, cleansing breaths. When you breathe out with intention, you are releasing, you're relaxing, you are letting go. And you're just going to continue to focus on your breathing. You're going to let any thoughts that enter your mind come up. You're going to observe them. You're going to breathe through it. You're going to let them flow away. Just bring your attention back to your breathing. Do that for a minute or two until you feel yourself begin to calm, relax. You'll feel the change physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Be there as long as you're comfortable being there, and practice that over and over and over again until you really start to master going into that deep state of relaxation with much more ease. And then you can stay there longer if you'd like. We are going to wrap up this video. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions about this, make sure you post your comments and I will do my best to answer them.